Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to class. How has your day been? Yeah, Vivian Abiola, good evening. Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's been a while. Good evening, Adediran. Good evening, Kule. Good evening, Faith. Good evening, Ebenezer. Good evening, Felix. Yeah, Faith, I missed you all too. Joy, my day was hectic, but it's all good. Cynthia, I've been good. I've been well. And you? Yeah, good evening, everyone. Isaiah, I miss you all too. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, David, Bamidele, Faith, Paul, Timothy, David, Emmanuel, Fumilayo, Chidelgo. Good evening, everyone. Okay, let's hold on a bit for others to join. Yeah, happy to be here as well. Yeah, Charles, good evening. Okay, so while we wait for others to join, how has it been with my boss, Emmanuel? Yeah, I'm happy to be here too. Glad to have you guys on the call. So how has it been? I know you've been doing a lot of Wireshark activities, right? Yeah, nice being here too. Yeah, nice. Someone said Mr. Emmanuel took us to the moon and brought us back safely. Ah, that's very nice. That's very good. Thank God he brought you back safely. Someone said that Wireshark is something else. Eye-opening. Nice. Ah, oh, beautiful. Patience. Thanks for the compliments. Yeah, thank God. Okay. Very good. Yeah, he is. He is indeed a great teacher. Victor, a lot of sharks, right? Okay, it's fine. Mm. So these feedbacks are really encouraging. I'm glad you enjoyed his class. Okay, Benga said Wireshark stuff is confusing. Oh, nice. Okay. So please, I would advise you don't just stick to what you're being taught in class. Okay. Yeah, I'm just happy to see all of these comments. These are really positive comments. Okay, good. So I would advise we read up and do our own research. Of course, we know that this 2 hours is limited for a lot of things we are supposed to learn, right? So we just do like an eye opening and then you go forth to do, yeah, you go forth to do your research, right? Okay. I'm sure he had talked about ports. He talked about ports and IP address as well. So because today it's like it's going to be a continuation of where he stopped, right? We'll still be going forth to use our Wireshark to carry out some class activity. So I would try as much as I can to carry everyone along. I pray God helps me so you won't get confused, okay? So, but I believe we'll be good, right? All right, so does anyone has problems or issues with downloading Wireshark on his or her system? So we all have Wireshark on our system, right? Okay. Okay, Ty will probably you should check your space. You have a 4 gig RAM. Oh, someone said hers is not connecting to the internet. ACN, are you using your office system, your office laptop? So please, if you're yet to download Wireshark, you're way behind because we'll be having a lot of hands-on, right? And then it won't be good. You are not following. Oh, okay. ACN, you're using your office system. Probably that is why. Mm. Judge, Judge, you don't like woman. You don't want woman to teach you today. Okay. Judge said, now woman today. Okay. Judge, hope you're not biased though. Yes. Jude, you can use Wireshark. Okay. Mark Wellock, you can use Wireshark in Kali. I think that's what Emmanuel uses. So you can use Wireshark in Kali. If you're using your phone, there's no way. I am not too sure there's a version for Android phones for now. Judge, it's like you've been missing our classes. It's fine. Let's see how it goes today. Don't just be biased. I hope you won't be. All right. So, without wasting much of our time, let's go straight into what we have. We stopped at packet analysis and Wireshark. Yeah, I know. Charles. Yeah, I am fully aware of that. Oh, Vivian, you said you've been using your phone. Please, can you drop the link so people would also get their Wireshark on their phone? I don't know that it has any one for Android or phone or smartphones. So nice telling us that. Okay. So please, if you can share the link on this platform, it will be very, very good of you. Okay. Yeah, Bam Bam. Hello. Hi, everyone. So, enough of the pleasantries. Let's get to work. Okay. Fatima said, I don't know how to use the app yet. Okay, don't worry. All right. Just keep following. Like today, we're going to still do some activities using Wireshark. So, by the time you keep your hands on it, Gradually you get used to it, and once you play around it, you also get used to it. All right. Okay, so today we're going to let's just pay attention, okay, and then let's start. Okay, we'll try to look at all of this. Okay. I'm sorry, I might not be going through the comment section for now, so we'll get our hands busy, right? So today we'll try to look at firewalls, VPN, and IDS, that is intrusion detection system and intrusion prevention system, if time grants us that. Okay. So, but first of all, I'm sure Emmanuel had talked to you about ports and IP address. So now we're going to be looking at firewall. What is a firewall? Okay. 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 Is the screen better now? So how is this? How is my view? I think it's better, right? Someone asked me to increase the my view. How is it now? Is it okay? All right. Nice. So I said last time that my colleague, my boss had talked about firewalls maybe and also ports, okay? And then I'm sure he must have discussed deeply on how ports work, okay? So now today we're going to be looking at firewall and how they work. All right. So we've talked briefly about fireworks, I think 2 weeks ago, and it's like a continuation of what we have. But first of all, you should know that firewall also uses ports. Okay, and this is like a fence. Okay, it's a fence that monitors and controls network traffic. All right. It monitors and controls network traffic. It acts as a barrier between trusted and untrusted network. Then it also enforces security rules on data packets. Okay, in a nutshell, what firewall does is having a fence, right, and a gate at the same time. Okay, just like if you have a fenced house, it doesn't stop you from putting a gate in it, right? So the fence is also for you to prevent thieves from entering or gaining access into your compound, and also allowing you in and out of the compound, right? So the fence is protecting you from thieves and also protecting you from other things that maybe your privacy, protecting your privacy and making sure you are secured, right? And at the same time, the fence also does the work of preventing maybe criminals from gaining access to your house. So that is what a firewall does. It monitors and controls network traffic. That is one. And it acts as a barrier, okay, between trusted and untrusted networks. So yeah, network go through the firewall from the server to the client, from the client to the server, right? And then as it does this, it also checks for trusted networks. Okay, so that is what it does. It is a wall, it is a bridge between the client and the server, right? And also the client and the network, no matter how exposed your network is, whether the network is good, whether it is trusted or it is not trusted. The firewall is there to do a check, all right? So this is what the firewall does in a nutshell. And before it goes around doing all of these things, there are rules that are in place. There are rules that are in place. That is, let's take for instance, if you have an event or you are to attend an event, and when you get to the venue of the event, let's say, okay, a bouncer was at the entrance, okay? You have the invitation, right? But at that point, you need to show the bouncer or whosoever grants access to that particular venue, whatever you have has maybe an ID, all right? So because those ones at the gate are already giving instructions, there are rules. If you don't see anyone with VIP card, don't allow the person in, okay? So they stand as, let's say, security personnel that allow for a particular rule. Once you meet a particular rule, then you can gain access. But if you do not meet a particular rule that is set, you would not gain access. So that is what the firewall does, all right? So now, why do we use firewall? Why do we use firewall? We want to intercept incoming malicious traffic before it reaches the network. Then it prevents sensitive information from leaving network. The firewall can also be used for content filtering. Firewalls can also be used, okay, that's double, right? Okay, so one, intercepting incoming malicious traffic. We're going to do all of this because if you want to set rules for networks, it has to be done using the firewall app or the firewall interface. Okay, if you want, if you want a particular set of ports not to gain access to your system, it is the work of the firewall. It is when you set your rules that that is achieved, all right? If you don't want a particular IP address to gain access, or you don't want a particular website, for instance, for the content filtering, if you're using, someone mentioned that she's not able to download Wireshark. All of these are settings that the IT admin or IT personnel has done on that system because she said she's using her office system. All right. So what it does is, if I do not want, if I am the IT admin in my organization and I do my setup on systems, right? I go to firewalls, do the setup there, and exclude people watching YouTube while at work or using that office system. Or I will put a rule that states that you cannot use the office system to what and gain access to Facebook or Twitter or whatever, right? You cannot use the system, the office system, to watch movies. So at this point, we are doing content filtering. We are filtering the content that are permitted to gain access into your system. I don't know if I'm clear. So I don't know if you can hear me. Someone said my volume. So are we together? Okay, thank you. So where all of this is done is setting rules at the firewall, right? Like Vivian said, she cannot download Wireshark it has been given as a rule that once this kind of network is, or once she probably visits a particular website to download any other application, it will not grant that access. So that is why most times, if you're using office laptops, there are things you cannot do with them because they're already set as rules. And even if you want to browse, there are some systems, there are some office laptops that you can't even send emails to some other, the IP address are being ranged, right? They are ranged, especially when they are segmented. You cannot send emails outside the range of IP address that has been, kept, that has been ordered, right? So that is what the firewall does, right? Prevent sensitive information from leaving the network. And one other thing people do in firewall, okay, there was a time I wanted to download a file. So I was wondering why I couldn't download that file. I did not remember I my firewall was on. Okay, when your firewall is on, and then you go through the rules and whatever that has been allowed, once it's on, any other thing that doesn't fall within that will not be permitted. So I was actually wondering why I couldn't download that file, why I couldn't just do what I wanted to do, until I said, oh, it's true, there was a time my firewall was off, was on. So I had to go put it off, and then I was able to download. When I'm done downloading, I went back and then returned to settings, right? So that is what it does. If you don't want files to be downloaded in your system, you do it there. You set the rules. If you do not want people to watch movies on your system, you go to firewall, you set the rules. All right. So there are a lot of things that firewall actually does, all in order to secure our system, all in order to make sure we are not hacked. Okay. So yes. Okay, someone is asking, can private browser work after using firewall? Yes, it can. Then, can the rules be applied on router share with all staff gadgets to monitor and limit the data allocation to MTN router share with all staff gadgets to monitor and limit data allocation? Yes, it can. Okay. Yeah, it can. So we're going to, by the time we finish all of the firewalls and thing and all of that, we'll show you how to go set rules in on your system using the firewall and all of that. Okay, so that you'll be sure of what you're doing. Okay. Yes, Window Defender is a firewall. That is the one used for Windows, right? Yeah, you can restrict for children. You can. Yeah, restriction. You're right if you say a kind of restriction. Yeah, very possible. Either like not being able to use a flash drive on. Yes, there are a lot of things you can just rules you can put, and then it won't work out if you don't want to get external devices seen on your system. You set it as a rule, okay, and then it works. All right. Okay. All right. So we had talked about why we use firewall. All right. number one, to intercept incoming malicious traffic before it reaches the network. Then I think someone should be asking, how do I know that this is malicious, right? Or how do I know that this network or this port is usually used for malicious activities? I think that should be one of our questions. Okay. Yeah. Type tech. Did anybody said Firewall is a browser? I think I saw Firefox is a browser, not Firewall. Okay, nice. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, right? We have types of firewalls. We have the packet filtering firewalls, basically checks packet headers. Then these are just theories of stateful inspection, saves information regarding open connections, and uses this information to analyze incoming and outgoing traffic rather than inspecting each packet. Then proxy firewall sits between clients and servers, right? The client connects the firewall and the firewall inspects the outgoing packets. That's for proxy. And then for the advanced features like DPI and the IPI, that's for the next generation firewall. Okay, now I want us to look at, since we're talking about malicious networks being, should I say, stopped or restricted from gaining access to your network, right? I would love us to know some malicious spots that you would want to um, set a rule against, that if this port is sending in data into my network or into my system, it should be blocked, right? Or if this IP address is, if I'm getting any data from this IP address, I would not want it to gain access into my system. All right. So it is also important you know common malicious spots that when you see, or if you want to set rules in your firewalls, you need to know them. All right. You need to know which port is malicious, which port is used for what, and all of that. So these are some common malicious spots that you would want to restrict from gaining access, all right, to your system. I don't know if we're together. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Nice. Okay, I said there are common malicious spots, right? Since we are talking about um, you restricting malicious network, both trusted and untrusted networks, right, into your system, or rather restricting them from gaining access. Okay, the untrusted ones are blocked. That is, they will not gain access into your system, while the trusted are allowed to gain access. So another question, I was like, okay, how do I know which port is trusted? All right, how do I know, okay, this port is trusted, I should allow it gain access. This is not trusted, I should restrict it gaining access. So on the comment section, I would want us to tell us or write down some ports that we know and their protocols, what they are used for. These are malicious ports. We have ports that are not malicious, right? So which ports? Okay, 443 for HTTPS. Nice. Nice. Yeah. We need more. Yeah, ports 80. Okay. Yeah, ports 80, port 53, UDP, TCP. All right. So we now see that there are ports that are not used for malicious um, purposes, right? So when you get information or data going through or passing through those ports or from the particular IP address, you know that yes, this is not malicious. But because we are talking about firewalls, we don't want these malicious ports or IP address to gain access. And here I have the list of some ports, some malicious ports, right? And I would want us to restrict, do a kind of what's it called, hands on our Wireshark, and then before then you will need to go to your settings, right? You set these rules behind, that is on the um firewalls, and then you restrict this port or a particular IP address from gaining access. Okay, nice. How do you identify these spots and know which is malicious? All right, so I'm sure last week or Tuesday, sorry, you did packet filtering or analysis, right? Packet filtering, how to filter packets. Hope we all know how to do that. Hope we all know how to filter packets. Yes. Okay. All right. So, all right, nice. Good to know. Okay, yeah. Beautiful. Well, someone said no, but a whole lot of people are saying yes. I know you should. My colleague must have talked about packet filtering. Nice. So please, whenever you come to class, don't throw away your previous knowledge and then come for a newer version. It's building up on what you you've been taught, and then that's it. So now I would want us to go to our Wireshark. Can I share my screen now? Okay, let me just do a recap on that. Let me share my screen. Okay, nice. All right. So let me share my screen and then we'll go to Wireshark. Confirm if you can see my screen, please. All right. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, just hold on. Hold on. Please don't be lost at this point. It's just a recap, and from there we'll do. Okay. Oh, why? Probably just coming up. Oh, no. Okay, please let's hold on. It's coming up. Sorry. Yeah, it's coming up. Okay. I'm trying to zoom in. So how many of you have this as your interface? Okay. Oh, who is you should be seeing my screen now. Okay. So how many of you have this as your interface? All right, nice. So we talked about filtering, right? I just wanted to do a recap on filtering packets. Okay, so now we're going to if you want to filter your packets, okay, for instance, now I want to capture the packet on my Wi-Fi, all right? So, and because there is a lot of packets, tens of thousands of packets, okay? You have tens of thousands of packets within seconds, all right? So I'm capturing packets on my Wi-Fi, all right? Okay, so these are a lot of packets. A lot of packets. It's coming up. I have a lot coming up now. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, so now I want to stop this because it has given us a lot of packets. So you're stopping, right? We have a lot of, no, not my network. Can you hear me now? Okay, now if I want to, if these are a whole lot of packets, okay, from various, from my own Wi-Fi to various destination, okay, because I'm analyzing packets on my Wi-Fi. All right. So the source destination, which is my own address, which is my own IP address, almost is the same, right? Because it is the same Wi-Fi. But for the destination, you might have various destinations. Okay. You might have various destinations because you are sending to various and all of that, various places. Okay, so now because I want to do a filter, I want to just analyze, let's say, the HTTP protocol using the port number. I wouldn't need to start picking all of the HTTP from these thousands of packets here. It's not possible. All right. So what you do here is you come here, and then there is an icon here that says manage saved bookmarks. I don't know if you can see it here. Below the capturing button, there is another button under, and right in there, you could just click and type what you want to filter. For instance, you want to filter just let's say for port 80, you type tcp.port, right? Then you give an equal sign. In fact, it is here. You can just click on it. Okay, because I did that before I start the capturing. Before I'll start the capturing, I'll have to do that. All right. So now I want to start a new capturing. Okay, so before you capture, you enter in the port you want to capture, the port address you want to capture. Okay, because there are a lot of ports. Okay, so now we're going to start a new packet capturing. Okay. Okay, now let me go back and do a new capturing. Let me capture the filters first. So we have a lot of ports. I want to capture just port 80, right? I just want to capture packets on port 80. How do I go about it? My system is a bit hangy. Just give me time. Let me quit. Nice. So now let me go ahead and do another capturing. Sorry, it's coming up. There is port 80 to capture. So what you will do is, first of all, right? First of all, on that icon, apply a display filter. You click on it and then do TCP, right? TCP dot ports. It comes up, right? Then you give a space with dash, I'm sorry, equal to double equal sign, and then you type 80. Okay, and then when you do that, you come here because I want to capture Wi-Fi. I want to capture my Wi-Fi. After typing that, you click on the capture button. Then what it does is it just brings up only port 80. Now I want to stop. I know port 80 is just for TCP and UDP, right? So if you go through it, you see that all protocols that are here are just UDP and um. Oh, okay, let me. Sorry guys, I'm trying to zoom my. Yeah, I'm trying to zoom my. How is it now? Please confirm. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if I can increase the view so you see clearly. Not upcoming. Why? Oh, okay, someone said it's up now. Someone said it's up. Okay, see, please, when it comes up, just let me know. Let me hold on. It's better. Okay, not clear. Sure, it's not from your end. How is it? Someone said we can see it, ma. How is it? Is it bolder? Oh, please indicate if you can see my screen. I want to know. Hmm. It's not showing. It's not showing. It's showing, but blur. Showing, but not bold. Not bold. Okay, not bold. All right, but just try and listen to me. Oh, I need to work on something. I need to do something to allow it get bolder. All right, so please just be patient with me, and then let's see how it goes. But just if you've opened your Wireshark, I want you to go to this um, manage saved bookmarks, where you can type what I just typed. What I typed was TCP dot port. You give a space and then equal sign, double equal sign. You give a space and then type 80. Once you do that, you now go to the network interface you want to capture. If you want to capture your Wi-Fi, you click on the Wi-Fi. If you want to capture any other network, you click on that. Once you click on that, the only port that comes up will now be the ports that are ports 80, right? Protocols UDP and the other protocols that uses the port 80 for transmission. Okay, so that was what I did, right? I'm trying to still find a way of making it. Oh, okay. All right. Now, for those that can see, I don't know if you did what I don't know if you typed what I asked you to type. Just type TCP dot port, then give a space equal to double equal sign, and then 80. No, the sign has to be double, then 80. Once you type it, then go to the network interface you want to capture. If you want to capture Wi-Fi, click on Wi-Fi and then go to capture. I'm sure you know the capture button, right? The blue button at the top, right? Under file. All right. Okay, so if you're able to do that, can I just see your maybe a thumbs up or something? If you're able to capture just port 80, no, you're not going to find anything if you're already started the capturing. So you're going to do that before capturing. All right, so now I was talking about firewalls, but I wish this comes up bolder. Okay, I wish it comes up bolder. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Charles, I said, please, what you need to do to filter a packet is writing TCP dot ports, TCP dot ports, then you give a space and then double equal sign, then port 80. That's just for port 80. After typing that, then you choose the network interface you want to capture, okay? And then you click on it and then click on the capture button. All right? All right. Okay, someone said it's already bold now. I don't know. Is it bold now? Someone said it's bold. Some are saying it's bold, some are saying it's not bold. I don't understand. So, but just listening to what I'm saying, probably it's the network. It has to work now. You're going to put that before you do the capturing. Additional, you put that prompt like TCP dot spot, give a space, equal sign, another equal sign, then type 80, right? And then go and select your network interface. If you want to if you want to capture your Wi-Fi, the packets on Wi-Fi, click on your Wi-Fi and then click on the capture button up, the blue one up immediately beneath the file menu. So did it work? For those that did it work? Yes. Damola, all the protocol captured are UDP. So you should know what port 80 does. The protocol that port 80 captures, you should know. Is it UDP? Is it TCP? All right. So which of the protocol is attached to port 80? No, it should show. Yes, mine worked. Okay. Yes, it worked. It worked. I can't see. Yes. Okay. So please, if it works, just let us know that it worked. You need to know what the protocol for port 80. Okay. So because all of these ports have different protocols. Okay. So someone said it worked, right? Okay, your network interface are just you could see Wi-Fi, you could see whatever, depending on the network. That's for those that are using VPN, you could see VPN. Those that are using virtual box or virtual machine, you see them there. So it's left for you to click on the port. Okay, so that's enough for this. Now we are talking about malicious ports. Okay, we want to check if there are malicious ports on our network. Why I asked you to do this one, to filter using port 80, is for you to know that you can also use those ports, the malicious port numbers that I displayed, to also check for ports. All right. So mine worked, but it showed 3 TCP packets. It's fine. Oh no, it should display, please. So because now we're going to still filter for malicious ports. All right. Now we're able to filter port 80, which is not malicious, and we can see the protocols under port 80. Okay. So now, because we are talking about firewalls, we need to know which of these ports that should be restricted from gaining access to our network. That's the essence of all of this. All right. So now, because we're able to capture just port 80, which is not malicious, it's a trusted port, right? Now we want to look into which port is not trusted, which of these ports are not trusted. I gave a list of untrusted ports or malicious ports. Okay. So now we'll still do the same thing. I want you to still do the same thing on using port 4444. Yes, Ikenna Nzekwe, it's displaying UDP. Yes, that's for port 80, right? So now, oh, mine is not capturing. Your system has to be connected, right? If you're using 2 devices. So make sure they are connected and make sure there are network interfaces that you want to capture. Okay, so now because we had captured port 80, which is trusted, now we want to capture untrusted ports, malicious ports. That's just so you see the difference. Yes, I said port 444. So just do the same thing. Type in tcp dot pot. Port 80 is for HTTP, right? So that means if you're not interacting with any HTTP site, it won't be anything, would it? It would not. Okay, hopefully my screen will be bigger now. I hope it gets bigger. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you said yours is not capturing. If you don't have any HTTP sites, maybe that you opened using that network interface, then it means you might probably not have any of these ports. Okay, so now, yes, it's bigger. Nice, very clear. Okay, okay. Felix, Temitope, Felix. We are talking about firewalls, okay? And I said the firewall is, um, let's say, a fence that restricts access, right? It restricts access for both for trusted, or it blocks untrusted network from gaining access into your system, onto your network. Now I brought out a list of um, ports. Exactly. So some of these ports that are not trusted, how would you know that these ports or these protocols, this IP address are in your system, or are found in your own network? That's what we want to achieve. I want us to, since we have done the trusted ports, we'll go into the non-trusted ports. Please, bigger. 444 is not displaying any. Nice. Probably you don't have it. Then look for another port. Let me call another port up. Jesus. Okay. Please, it's time for break. We'll be back shortly. Oh, God. We'll be back shortly after the break, please. All right. Okay, so can we continue? Okay, for those saying, all right. So for a lot of us are saying you did not see any packets on 44 or 4444. There are other malicious ports here. So you can try 23. You can as well try port 21. You can also try port 69, right? So go ahead. We don't just have 4444 is the one I said try and get and check if there's something like that, right? But if you don't have it, that doesn't mean you are free from all other malicious ports. So we have a number of ports 23, port 21, yeah, port 69. So let's try all of these ports I just called out. No voice. Can you hear me? Okay. Now, so I said if you did not get any packets from the ports I said you should try out with, then you can also try some other ports. We're trying to achieve something. We want to see if any of these malicious ports are located in our networks. Okay. So if you are done the port 18, which is not malicious, you can also try the malicious ports. So I just called out port 23, port 21. Okay. So it means your network is clear, right? Um, adhering to Isaiah, how did you try it? How did you try? Because I said before you filter, you need to type in the ports, use TCP, and then you type in the ports, right? You type in this port, the port number before you click on your network interface. So did you try both the malicious and the non-malicious port and you didn't get any packets? Okay. Mm-mm. Um, Idowu said port 23 is showing. So at least I'm happy someone has gotten a malicious port on his network. Someone said check port 69. You must not get the same results with another person. Okay, Idowu got a packet on port 23. Probably his Wi-Fi or some other network he's using captured that. All right. So, but at least I'm happy he's able to say yes, port 23 is showing. To him now, everybody cannot be attacked at the same time, right? Malicious activities cannot happen to everybody at the same time. So, what I'm trying to say for Idowu that had gotten a packet on port 23, it means in that his network, that network interface that he captured, there is a malicious port that has been detected. So Isaiah, if you don't see any ports, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, someone said Jolly Chukuma said I saw packets in port 69. Right. Someone got packets in port 23, right? Some didn't get. So it doesn't mean that if you don't get the packet that is not, it's probably you can also check some other network interface. You might be free, your Wi-Fi might be free. If you're capturing your Wi-Fi, you might not get any network, what's it called? Any packets, probably malicious ports. But if you're using an open Wi-Fi, maybe your office Wi-Fi or your school Wi-Fi, there's every probability that some of these spots, there will be packets that you will capture there. So because we are using different networks at different times, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Okay, someone said 137 is showing, port 138 is showing. So it's just for you to know that you are not, okay. Sprint Media said, wrote here, 23, I received lots of packets. Have you seen that Sprint Media? You have a lot of unencrypted logins, right? Philip, yours is not displaying because probably your network is free for now. Okay, Ikenna said port 23 on Wi-Fi is counting packets 19,000 something, but not displaying still on 0.0%. All right. So I just want to make it clear to you. Okay. Michael here says, okay, first of all, Anita Oko. All right. PTW said, will the line be thicker because 21 is showing on my screen? Anita Oko said 21 also. Olorufemi, I don't hear any voice. Okay. Then Ove said I got in 21, that she got packets in 21, right? So hope we're getting this thing clearer. Because I am not using the same network with Anita, I might not get malicious ports on port 23. Mine might be port 137, right? Okay, PTW TV said I got in port 21. All right. So at least there are people that got some malicious ports in their own network. All right. Um, Tima Bivent said, I got packets on ports 4444. Are we together? Is it getting clearer now? Please, is it getting clearer now? Someone said, Olarenwaju, what about when we don't know other malicious ports and want to check malicious ports using Wireshark? All right, we are still, this is just the beginning, right? When we'll still go deeper, even your emails, you can check all of this. Don't worry, it's a step at a time. All right. So I want you to know that I am glad that some were able to capture some packets using this filter. And because we all are not using the same network, I want you to get this clearly. We all are not using the same network, right? You cannot just say, okay, because it didn't work for you, it won't work for some other persons, right? Someone, okay, Amal's cuisine said, I got on port 23. Okay, the processes, just as we filtered ports 80, all right, use the same process and then type TCP dot ports, then you give a space, equal sign, double equal sign, space, and then any of the port numbers. After typing that, select your network interface. If it's Wi-Fi, if it's your wireless network, if it's if it's your home internet, whatever network, that there are a list of network. If it's your VPN, whatever you're using, right? Just click on it. After typing that, click on it and then click on the capture button. Okay, Isaiah said, he paid me as I no see any packets to capture on the malicious port. Don't worry. These are just preambles. It doesn't mean your network is free. You might check around 12 midnight now and you'll see malicious ports. Make it no pain you, Isaiah, no vex. Okay, now for those that were able to get some malicious ports on their packets, remember we are talking about firewall, right? We want to block those ports from gaining access. Like for the ones that got malicious port, I think it should interest you most that either your firewall is not on, all right, or there are some rules that gave room for this to happen. It's already a threat, all right. Unencrypted login, it is already a threat. Please, who said I got over 2,000 packets import 444? Wow. So you see, you need to stop those packets from gaining access into your system. I don't know if I am understood. I don't know if you're getting what I am saying. So this will now lead us to our firewall. All right, these are the Wireshark filter for malicious ports, right? You can look at the filter, look at the Wireshark filter, TCP ports, then the number and all of that. Look at it, it's here. Now we have done that. Now I want us to, okay, we have done the first exercise, filter some malicious ports using Wireshark. We have done that, right? Now, then For those that, even for those that didn't get any malicious spots, this exercise is also for all of us. Now, the second thing you will do, since we are able to establish the fact that there are malicious spots that we can actually filter using Wireshark, sorry, using Wireshark. Sorry, Ekene, you said you're lost. All right. Victor Egele 44444 has packet captured. Nice. Where do we select Wi-Fi at? Once you open your Wireshark, you will see network interface. Please go back to the previous video and study the environment. There you will find where all of these network interfaces are. All right, so on one side, I have port 137 to 139 over 4,000 packets. That is the next question, and that is what we are the firewall. For those that have, for all of us, not just for those that have that got malicious ports, all right? For all of us, we need to make sure our firewall is activated or it's on. For Windows, okay. Someone said, what do we do when we see malicious ports? Nice. Nice. That is where the understanding of firewalls should come into play. So, because these are untrusted networks, you need to restrict them from gaining access. Okay? These are untrusted network, and this is what we've been talking about. This is just what I want to establish, that firewalls are should I say, software that restricts network from gaining access. Whether once they are trusted, they gain access. But if they are untrusted, then you need to restrict them. For those of you that found out that you have some packets on this port in your network, it means you are vulnerable to cyber attacks. Yes. So, hope it's making sense now. Yeah, for those of you that have packets in your ports, packets after the port filtering, it means you are vulnerable to attack because an attacker can gain access through those ports. All right. So because it's either your firewall, the rule that is stated did not cover that, or your firewall is completely off. Please, are we together? Oh, nice. Okay, not too clear. I said Ibitoye. I said for those that got um, packets on some of those malicious ports that we filtered, it means their system is vulnerable to cyber attack. Okay, so that is just what I said. And because it is vulnerable to cyber attack, we need to create a firewall. There must be a rule to block those ports. All right. So I don't know why my can you yes, that's the next thing we're going to do now. So now we're going to create firewall. Yes. So please, can you see my screen? Hmm. Ebenezer. All these ports just they show plenty, plenty packets. Okay. Well, so it means your laptop is highly okay. So why? Okay, let me share my screen. So we'll create a firewall rule to block those ports. Yeah, we're going to do that now. Okay, let me share my screen then. So please, are we all on the same page? Because we're going to go into creating rules on our firewall, not your showing. All right, so let me share my screen. Okay, nice. Okay. No, we are not downloading. You have firewall on your system. Yes, that's what we're about doing now. All right. So, okay, so when you go to setting, right, go to settings, open settings. Can you hear me? Open settings. Or I think it's better you just go straight to for those using Windows, go to Windows Defender Firewall, right? Windows Defender Firewall. Oh no, not the. Okay, go to Windows Defender Firewall. Just search Windows Defender Firewall. Then come here to the control pane home. You have an app or feature through Windows Defender Firewall. Change notification setting. Confirm if you can see my screen, please. Okay, I said go to search. Search for Windows Defender Firewall if you're using Windows. Search for Windows Defender Firewall if you're using Windows. All right. Then here you come to, for those of you, if you want to check if your firewall is on or off, click on this Turn Windows Defender Firewall. If it's on, you will know. If it's off, you will know. Oh, you said my screen is not clear. Please, is the screen clear? All right, just go to your taskbar on your system. For those using Windows, go to type Windows Defender Firewall. Okay, so for Adewale Aliu, it is on. Yours is on. Were you able to get any malicious ports? Please, what is the no? Go to setting, search for Windows Defender Firewall on your taskbar here. Just go to search for Windows Defender Firewall. Once you type Windows Defender, it comes up. Then open. Is my screen clear now? Okay, now for those of you that want to know if your firewall is on or off, there are some like under the control panel home. Can you see that? Oh, sorry about the malicious spots you got, but we are long left that place. Oh, okay, yours is on. For those that found out that their firewall is on, were you able to get this malicious spots? Did you get any malicious spots? Okay, so if yours is off, mine is on, it's not clear. Oh, go to Windows Defender Firewall. Have you opened Windows Defender Firewall? Can you see my screen? Okay, not at all. Yes, I got malicious packets. Mine is on, and I didn't get any malicious spots. Nice. Mine is on. I didn't get any. Mine is on. Yes, I got on port 23. Idowu, have you checked if your Windows Defender Firewall is on or off? Please, I want to know. James Damilare, is your okay? Yours is on. Did you get any malicious ports and packets? Sorry. Either yours is on, right? I got malicious spot and it's on. Nice. My firewall is on. I got spot. Nice. It's showing on off. So when you click on it, you know if it's on or off. Mine is on. Mine is in on. I think it should be on. Yes, mine is on. Yet I got a lot of malicious packet. Nice. Mine is on. Okay, now if you open this firewalls now, I don't know if you can see my screen now. Now you have private networks and you have guest or public networks. Okay, so now you have private networks and you have public networks. Each, if you, at your leisure time, right, just click on private network and read through. These are simple things you can just read and understand. Okay, now I will just walk us through the advanced settings and then we'll now see why some of you got what you got. Good, nice. I'm glad to see all of this. Mine is on, yet I got malicious spots. Mine is on, yet I got malicious spots. Nice, nice, nice. It's okay. Now, for under the advanced, under this um settings. I don't know if you got me. Okay, we are here now. We have advanced settings. Can you see app or feature through Windows Defender Firewall? Then we have change notification settings. We have turn Windows Defender Firewalls on or off. We have restore defaults. We have advanced settings. All right, now let's go to advanced settings. Okay, now here in the advanced settings, you have inbound rules and we have outbound rules. What are these inbound rules? Inbound rules are the ones that are coming into your system. What are the rules that a network must meet? Or what rules should you put in place before you allow a particular port gain access or a particular network gain access to your system? All right. Then for the outbound, what rules should be in place before data or information leaves your system? Please, if you're following, I want to, mine is on, but okay, it's fine. Leave that and then let's concentrate, please. Now, if you go to the advanced settings, right, you see inbound rules and outbound rules. You see connection security rules and you see monitoring. Is that what you are saying on your left? Is that what you're saying? Okay, Justina, I did not get any packets and my firewall is on. It's fine. Okay, now, so here I said for the inbound rules, there are rules that should be in place before network can gain access into your system. That is what it means. While for the outbound, what are the rules that must be in place before you be able to, before data could leave your own system? So that's what I'm trying to explain. Then you have connection security rules, and then you have monitoring. If that is what you have here, then we are good to go. Okay, because when we did our packet analysis, some got some malicious networks, right? And ports, sorry. Some got malicious ports, some didn't get, right? And now we are all aware that most times, even if your is on, because there are some rules that are not in place, right? There are tendencies that some of these malicious ports will still find their way into your system. Okay, and that is one of the essence of being in class, because I'm sure you wouldn't know all of this, some of you anyways. Okay, so your firewall is on, still you had malicious ports, you had malicious packets, you had packets, you analyzed your network and you got some malicious ports in your network, so they gained access to your system. Right now, these are some of the things you should have in mind. Okay, now there are rules that should be put in place. I don't know if you can see my screen clearly. Now, for domain profile, Windows Defender Firewall is on. For inbound connection that do not match a rule, they are blocked. All right. So any connection that doesn't match the rule you're going to set automatically gets blocked. Okay, then for outbound connection that do not match a rule, that do not match a rule are allowed. That is, for those ones that match the rule for your connection outbound, they are all allowed. Then for private profile, for my private profile, my window defender wall is off. Okay, then even for public profile, my window defender is off. All right. So now let us try and put up some rules that will say, okay, if these rules are met, then network should come in. This packet should gain access. But if they are not met, please restrict them from gaining access. All right. So when you look to your, now we want to do, let's say, the inbound rule. When you click on inbound rule, click on inbound rules and see your rules. Please hope I'm not too fast. If you're following, just let me know, please. All right, once you click on inbound rules, it comes up. I don't know if you can see my screen at this point. Tunde, you can't see my screen. What do we do after capturing? Oh, so that this is what we are trying to do for those that got malicious port. And for, okay, we are with you. Okay, mine is on. No malicious packet. Yes, I'm clear. All right. On inbound rules already. Right. So if you're on inbound rules, click on inbound rules. Just click on it. Okay, okay, thank you. So click on inbound rules. Now, these are rules that in my own system here, I have I have autopsy 64 public and it's enabled. So once I click, if I say no to it now, or if I disable the rule, if I click on it and I disable the rule, it means it's going to be a no, right? So now I don't want to disable anything. Let's just keep going. Okay. So the inbound rules now, I've clicked on it. I have autopsy 64, public. I have Irium. I have a lot of things. So look at my rules here. Are they enabled or not enabled? So now I have my Proton VPN settings. They are no. For the private, yes, right? For domain, no. For public, then I have a lot. I have a lot. So you can just check all of your rules here, please. For inbound rules, inbound file and printer sharing, yes. Can my system accept files, right, from any printer? Can it connect? If you put it a no here, it means you cannot, your system cannot print except you activate it here. Okay, so I want you to just go through all of these inbound rules and see why some of these things happen the way they do. Okay, now you have Google Chrome MDNS in Google Chrome all, yes. So it means I can get in from Google Chrome. I don't know if you're getting me, right? If I click on Google Chrome, this is from my own ends, right? So if I click on it, another option comes up by the right for me to either disable it or not. Okay, so now I have mail and calendar. Can I receive mail? Can I fix my calendars? Can I fix meetings? It is yes. All right. Now, for key management service, the domain, it is not enabled. So it is no. If I want to enable it, then I will click on it and I'll enable it. All right. Okay. Now we're going to set the rules because we are talking about port. All right, we're talking about sports this time around, not even this particular rules. But I just want you to know, if you look at actions here, when you click on new rule, that is where we'll continue the next time we start. When you click on new rule, you see ports, right? Rule that controls connections for a TCP or UDP ports. Yes, yes. I just clicked on new rule. I clicked on new rule, and then here I have 4 options. I have program, I have ports, I have predefined, and I have costume. Oh, sorry, custom. Sorry. That's to customize my rule, right? My rule, right? So we'll start from this next time. It's almost it's 9 o'clock already. So if to add our own rule, want to customize our own rule, we'll just click on this and it takes us to a wizard, right? Now I just clicked on custom and then next, what do I want to do? Is it for all programs? You click on next, it takes you to protocol type, protocol number, local port, remote port. So I think I need to stop at this point. Yes, on new rules, right? So we'll need to stop here. Remote port, you can see number of ports. You can see examples of ports, port 80, 443, 5, and all of that. Remote port, you can see port 80, 443, and all of that. So if you want to restrict a particular port from gaining access, you can now type it in here when you click maybe TCP, UDP, IPv6, all of those range. All right. So our time is up. I'm sorry if we were not able to do much, but hopefully next week, I'm sorry, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow we'll be able to set rules for our ports, right? And then we'll go back to Wireshark and see if our rules stood, right? Okay. Thank you very much. And please, I beg of you, just do your findings, read, practice, and then it might get tougher as we go by the day, but I promise you, you will get used to it, right? You will just get used to it. All right. I think we'll be having class tomorrow, so please don't miss tomorrow's class where we'll set our rules and then we'll see how it works out when we go back to um, capture our packets. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for following. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.